Hawaii. Today we are in downtown Honolulu. So I will walk through parts of downtown Honolulu, tell you a little bit about downtown Honolulu and what it looks like. It's actually a quite big city, so you know, we're not living in little huts anymore out here in Hawaii. So when you look around behind me, you'll see all the high-rises there. So this is downtown Honolulu, lots of high-rises, and especially here, let me show you that, lots of office buildings. And so this is where all the business happens. This is where all the banks are. We do have Chinatown around here as well. We're not going to walk through Chinatown today because I want to actually go to the Iolani Palace with you, show you the palace, the garden, and we're going to swing by the Hawaii Five-0 headquarters. So downtown Honolulu, as mentioned before, it's not a very cool spot for tourists. Some people say, oh, you have to see Chinatown. I don't know. I don't think it's it's not fancy at all. It's just a place where a lot of Chinese will run around. So I personally don't think Chinatown is really worth your time, but you have to see for yourself. If you want cheap souvenirs from Hawaii made in China, then that's definitely a good spot to go. If you want some real Hawaiian souvenirs, then you can come on a tour with us. Try not to get hit by a bus here. So then you can come on tour with us. We will stop at some of the really cool places up on the North Shore. For example, there's a nice gallery. It's called Full Fathom 5. They have made in Hawaii stuff, which is of course a lot cooler than having made in China stuff and bringing that back from your vacation. So we are, let me see here, we are walking past our capital. So our capital is actually placed right next to the palace. The palace is right here. This is the Iolani Palace, played a very important role in Hawaiian history. And the palace was, first of all, is the only palace that is on or is in the United States, because the monarchy, the Hawaiian monarchy, was the only monarchy that that the United States ever inherited. So we will go past the palace in just a little bit, but I want to swing by the Capitol here, and you can see up there it says State of Hawaii 1959. Unfortunately, it's closed off here right now, but let me zoom in on this a little bit so you can see State of Hawaii 1959. So Hawaii became the 50th state of the United States in 1959. Before that, it was the Republic of Hawaii, and it was a territory of the United States. And before that, it was a monarchy. So right next to the Capitol, we have our dear Queen, statue of Queen Liliuokalani. There it is. And Queen Liliuokalani, as you can read here, was born September 2nd, 1938, and became queen in 1891, and died here in Hawaii in 1917. So this is a statue of dear Queen Liliuokalani, which was Queen of Hawaii, as you can see here, 1891 to 1917. So she was the last queen of Hawaii, the last monarch of Hawaii. And she was the one that was in power when the kingdom was overthrown. So we're gonna walk over to the palace now, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the overthrow of the Hawaiian monarchy. So there were always kings and queens, or kings in Hawaii, and when Liliuokalani, Queen Liliuokalani, was ruling over all of Hawaii, the American businessmen were already here, and they were making a lot of money with sugar cane and pineapple, and they would bring it to the United States mainland. Well, since Hawaii was never part of the United States, they always had to pay a tariff or a tax. And so the businessmen got together and they said, hey, how about we make Hawaii part of the United States, then we don't have to pay the tariff or tax. So they got together and they approached the Queen and they told the Queen, dear Queen, we want you to sign this document here. And the document said that Queen Liliuokalani should no longer be the monarch of the Kingdom of Hawaii. Now the businessman would be in charge, and the businessman and Hawaii would no longer be, or should no longer be, kingdom. It should be the Republic of Hawaii, and it should be territory of the United States. That's how the businessmen tried to get around the tariffs, and that's how they wanted to make more money. There's a lot of more background story to this, but I'm trying to just give you the facts here. So the Queen, of course, wasn't a big fan, and she didn't want to go to war because she knew that the United States military that was already here would outpower the Hawaiian military, and she didn't want any bloodshed amongst people. So she decided to sign the document, but she also knew that the president back then, President Grover Cleveland, that he wouldn't approve, because they always had a good relationship, and Grover Cleveland actually was favoring to have Hawaii, you know, as a monarchy. So he didn't want Hawaii to become a state or a territory. So they offered Grover Cleveland, the businessman offered Grover Cleveland Hawaii, but he said, no, I don't want it. And later, a little bit later, the next president of the United States, President McKinley, was empowered, and he was offered the same deal. And he saw how important Hawaii was for the military, because we're in the middle of the Pacific here. So he said, yeah, I know it's illegal, but I'll take it anyways. And that's how Hawaii became a territory of the United States and a republic, and later in 1959 the 50th state. So now let's enter here the garden of the palace and walk around the palace. So this palace here played a very, very important role in Hawaiian history, and was not only that it was the place where the king and the queen would reside, it was also the place where Queen Liliuokalani was put on a house arrest after the overthrow. So this is the palace. That's the backside of the palace, actually. And I'm gonna walk past the palace. Oh, here's some, you know, the opening hours. So open Monday through Saturday. And if you wanna get tickets or you wanna buy the audio guide, this is the building next to the palace where you can buy the audio guide. There's parking around here. You just have to fill the meter. So if you have your car, or there's a bus stop on something really cool that I discovered the other day. So when you actually go to buy your tickets, or even if you're just downtown, there's a free movie that you can watch. So let me show that. Good morning. How are you? So here you can buy the tickets. And then here is a video theater. We're not going to go in because we don't want to disturb anybody, but there's a video that they show there, about 20 minutes long, and it's about the Hawaiian kings and queens and the overthrow of Hawaii. So it's very, very interesting. There's a little gift shop over there that where you can go And then let me ask the opening hours are and what the prices are. Hold on one second. Hey, we're going. How much is it again? And so that means audio guide, or so it's 20 without guide and 27 if a person does it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And you guys are open Monday through Saturday?
Saturday, but our guided tours are only Tuesday through Saturday.
Tuesday to Saturday guided tours, and Monday through Saturday the whole thing. Awesome. Thank you very much. All right. I hope you guys are able to hear that. So these are the opening hours of the palace, and it looks like they're about to guide a tour over there. People are walking into the palace, and I mean, you've seen my pretty face enough. Beautiful, beautiful palace, and the audio guided tour I haven't, but done a guided tour where people take you around through the palace, and it's really, really cool because the people know a lot about the Hawaiian culture, the Hawaiian history, and also they're very knowledgeable about the overthrow. So it's definitely something, if you're interested in Hawaiian culture and Hawaiian history, this is definitely something that I recommend doing. Come and visit the palace. This is what it looks like, and you can see that if you think about Hawaii, you wouldn't say, oh yeah, this is a typical Hawaiian palace. You see, it is almost colonial with a, you know, the palace is built over there, and that is because King Kalakaua, who built the palace, was well traveled, and he traveled all over the world, and on his travels he found, you know, he went to England, for example, saw the Buckingham Palace, and so he brought all these ideas back to Hawaii, and that's how he had, you know, actually he went through these costs and but to build that would cost way more than $340,000. So if you find the time to actually go and visit the palace, I highly recommend it. Take one of the tours there. It's really, really cool, very knowledgeable, and you learn a lot about Hawaiian culture and the overthrow of Hawaii, and that might give you an idea why today there's still a lot of people here in Hawaii that say we are American by force. So a lot of people here that are born and raised in Hawaii, Hawaiians, and so because they say we never wanted to part of the United States. You just sold our land, and that's pretty much what happened to the overthrow. So again, and we talk about on our tours, it's very important that you be respectful, because not everybody here is a big fan of being part of the United States. There's people out here that are still to this day fighting for the independence of Hawaii. So now we walked past the Capitol, past the Iolani Palace, and now we are coming to Hawaii Five-0 headquarters, which is of course not real Hawaii Five-0 headquarters, so not the real police department that you see here. This is actually our Supreme Court, and the Iolani Palace that you see behind the statue was supposed to be the first palace. While they were building it, they found out it's probably going to be too small, so they finished the building here and then started building the new palace, the Iolani Palace over there, so just across the street from the Hawaii Five-0 headquarters, which is actually our Hawaii Supreme Court. There is the real palace. The statue that you see here is the statue of King Kamehameha. And King Kamehameha is the one who, what the history books say, who united the islands. There's different opinions about that. A friend of mine said, well, if you go from island to island and you kill everybody that doesn't obey, that's not uniting, that's conquering. And yeah, I'll give him that. I understand that. But there's most of the Hawaiians actually say that King Kamehameha is the one that united the islands, King Kamehameha the Great, and speak very, very highly of him. So with the statue here, it's very interesting because we actually have two identical statues. Why do we have two identical statues? Well, the first one was built in France, and once they built it, once finished, they shipped it over to Hawaii from Europe, from France. and well, the ship sank, so they ended up not having a statue. So they told the same artist, okay, you got to build another one. So the second one actually made it to Hawaii, and you know how life goes. Everything is always unpredictable. A couple years after they put the first statue in front of the Hale here, so and they put it on the big island in front of King Kamehameha's birthplace. So this is the identical statues here in the state of Hawaii. So we're going a little bit further down towards the water, and that's going to be our last stop. Our last stop for today is the Aloha Tower, and I'll tell you a little bit about the Aloha Tower once we get there. Well, for all of you guys who don't know who I am, and that's probably most of you guys watching out there, my name is Daniel, and I run a tour company here in Hawaii. It's a tour company for private and semi-private tours. Try not to get killed here. Tour company for private and semi-private tours. So we have luxury vehicles, and we are more than happy to show you the island of Oahu, Maui, or Kauai. Our guides speak English, German, Japanese, Bulgarian, Russian, Spanish, Portuguese. So we know multiple languages, and we would be more than happy to show you around, show you the beautiful. One of our tour, a Pearl Harbor tour, we swing by the statue of King Kamehameha in the Hawaii Five-0 headquarters. Or if you book a private tour with us, private tour means that you and only you and your group has the vehicle and the tour guide for about 6 hours. Then we can do whatever you like. We can take you wherever you like. And of course we can swing by the statue, swing by the palace, go to Pearl Harbor, and all these fun things. If you're interested in activities in Hawaii while you're out here, just go to danielshawaii.com and check out the activities that you can buy there. So there's really cool stuff that you can do while you're out here, from having like a regular tour with us, danielshawaii.com, or you want to go swim with dolphins, or you want to swim with sharks, or you want to jump out on a plane, go skydiving, snorkeling at Hanoa Bay. All these fun things, you can do them out here with Daniels. So now we're walking towards the water, and then I'll show you the Aloha Tower and tell you a little bit about the Aloha Tower. The Aloha Tower was built in the late 1930s, and it was built. It was a lighthouse, so it still is a lighthouse, but we don't use it anymore. And some people in Hawaii call the Aloha the Statue of Liberty in Hawaii. I know that sounds a little over the top, but they do so because back in the days when we brought in people from all over the world, the Chinese came. We brought in Chinese people to work on the sugar fields. We brought in Filipinos to work on the pineapple fields, and all the immigrants that were to Hawaii had to pass by the Aloha Tower. So just like all the immigrants that would go to the East Coast or come to the East Coast of the United States would pass by the Statue of Liberty. So that's where the Hawaiians say, or make the connection and say, well, the Aloha Tower is the Statue of Liberty of Hawaii. So I'm gonna cut through here, and then I'll show you the Aloha Tower. And I hope you enjoyed the short video here from downtown Honolulu, the Iolani Palace, and King Kamehameha statue. And if you're interested in going on tour with us and finding out more about Hawaii, having a good time here, and experience the real Hawaii, then come on tour with danielshawaii.com. Local fuer, meet with local people. So it's a really good time, fun time. And now I'm stuck. There you go. I gotta cut through the bushes here somewhere. And let's see. Here, that looks good. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, there you go. Alrighty, guys. So I close this short video. I finished this short video with a close-up of Aloha Tower. Thank you very much for bearing with me today. Thank you very much for watching this video about Hawaii. And here for all of you guys is the Aloha Tower. Aloha and mahalo.